it's now allowing the flow to the project for the supervisors, and lets the trades and the other guys involved in the field be able to see that and understand where the job's going. It also helps when you're organizing that way, you eliminate having all these fires, right? You're not now going, well, I didn't know I was going there, and now I got to shift my guys around. I can now see, okay, my day's coming in. This is where I'm going, and then all the other trades can see that right behind you.
Everybody having visibility to a digital schedule, in my opinion, is awesome. Not only for my trades, um, like I'll take my appliance guy for instance. He doesn't even come to the meetings. He goes on Touchplan. When do I have appliances delivering to F302? Which one? And can set up, and plan out all the activities weeks in advance. He's hitting me up. Hey, I'm going to be delayed on this. I'll move the ticket out. And then that lets the electrician know, hey, we're not going to be hooking up the electric to these appliances because they're not coming. So just the fact that everybody has that instant visibility. My PMs in the office don't even call me, hey, when do you want door frames? They're looking right on Touchplan on my ticket. So everything's laid out, and it just cuts through a lot of the middleman stuff of, phone calls and when do you need this, when do you want that, and they can look right on there and see exactly when I need it.
Well, I think it's really helping them streamline some of their duties and allowing them to focus more on planning and executing their work rather than trying to herd the subcontractors. It's really helps push down responsibility and communication to the subcontractors, and allowing our guys to really focus on, I guess, planning rather than refereeing, which sometimes would interrupt their daily workflow.
I have my daily huddle in my office, so I've got Touchplan up on my big screen, but they're
Yep.
all sitting right there looking at their phone. What exactly am I supposed to do? I don't care about, him and him. They should, obviously, but if I'm supposed to be here, that's where I'm going, and I'll be here tomorrow and here next week. And so I think that was a great help in that daily huddle. Anything you can make people plan, and you made it easier for them to plan.
Everybody we've worked with has been, value added. They understand what we're trying to do. I think they quickly grasp where our team is as far as their maturity with the Touchplan software, and are able to sort of structure their support from the beginners as they become, fairly competent with it, and ramp up their, open up more features of the software as we move along. So I think that's really very helpful.
So I've been using Touchplan, I think a little over 4 years now. And dove right into it, loved it. I forget the gentleman's name who came down when we first started, set me up, and I felt it was real easy just to grab right in. Um, I don't know if you've ever looked at any of my plans. I mean, I have a lot of information on there, which I love, and then your ability to zoom in and out. But so I'll take a project and copy it, have your guys, they actually go in, grab this, set it up, especially from the multiple phases. I don't have to create anything. It's the same building, so they just bring it over. The locations are there, the trades are there. In less than 10 minutes, somebody's got me a whole new plan set up, and I'm shifting around a start date or something like that, and off we go.
I think Touchplan is touching enough groups that that's the hope, is that some of the subcontractors will come to the project with some experience on other projects and be able to bring some lessons learned and contribute to the overall team learning, and vice versa. It's always in any of these types of situations, peers who can vouch for the success of it help the people who are uncomfortable learning get through that, because they can see the light at the end of the tunnel. And this will, it's not something that's being foisted on them. It's something that will make their day-to-day life easier.
And we're fortunate enough to keep working with the same trade partners, which helps because they're all used to it. I mean, I'm doing full digital pool plan sessions with, 20 people logged in, and everybody's got their tickets created, slide up, and I'll manipulate them once they get on the board. But it doesn't take them long to step up and figure it out. So, I mean, I think the ease of use is awesome.
The industry's changed enough to say, hey, nobody wants to work 55 hours anymore. Guys are getting more independent, they're doing well, and this touch plan has enabled us to really shoot for that 40-hour week goal and create that balance, which is starting to help the guys in the field. Now we know that sometimes there's a manpower shortage and you can't get over it as much, but at least they can plan for it and they know what's coming up to relay that back to their families or to the project executives. It helps alleviate the comebacks. I mean, if you have this flow and you manage this great flow, but you're not into detail on your schedule, it's big and broad. You tend to forget all the little details that basically you've transferred your crew to the next, and then as you go to inspections or something else comes out, another trade, there's X amount of miscellaneous items that get left behind, and it really disrupts the flow of the project. So with this touch plan, you can add those things so you don't forget it, and it's really helping our subs by seeing, for an example, fire call, sound call, those little things that they overlook. Insulation, hey, yes, I've got my work done, but I have the insulator that's under my contract and I never really think about him until I'm done. Now we're forcing him to put that in and give his insulator that updated information. And we're starting to see that they're now on schedule and they're keeping up with things. So, and I looked at that as time saved equals money.
In the case study we worked with Touchplan on, I think they had some, metrics that we saved. The goal was to save 2 or 3 months, and with Touchplan's help and the collaboration that it fostered with the team, I think we're well on our way to achieving that. And then COVID hit, and it became even more important. It helped us maintain a good level of collaboration, but it also allowed us, and it's something I'm sure none of us envisioned, it really understand where the guys are working when we were first learning how to social distance and how to, assign work crews with all the COVID restraints. It's become almost automatic now, but back then we were all learning together, and because of the degree of detail that Touchplan goes into where crews are working, size of crews, you're very easily able to see visually and communicate easily how to enforce the COVID protocols. And we were able to maintain that 3-month pickup at Chestnut Place.
Project we're on now is pretty unique, being that it's a housing unit for Utah State University, and they had a previous one with another team, not Jacobson. But the reality of how dramatic of being on schedule is for them is incredible. That last project, basically, if you're a week over, a day over, that in turn reflects an entire semester or school year, because if they can't get those kids in at that point, they have to house them somewhere else. So that project went beyond schedule and they missed revenue, and it affected students for an entire semester. That one in particular was an entire year. So this really helps you bring their life balance in and their comfort zone, because they can physically see the changes you're making and follow the updates, which the owners love it.
As the client, Nan Fung, begins to engage with potential tenants and sign leases with tenants, all of a sudden the changes start flying. Different equipment for the labs requiring different HVAC electrical requirements. So there, I think that it's a smaller project, but probably more fast paced than Chestnut was. And I think rather than picking up time and efficiencies, it's helping us mitigate changes. So we stay on the original plan, whereas traditional methods very likely would be extending things, but we're able to adapt and pivot a lot quicker.
I spend a lot more time myself loading items into Touchplan, making sure everything's in there. But I see the payout in the end in the field. I mean, and anytime you can gain time in the field, that's invaluable. I don't care if I gotta get there a little bit earlier to put a plan together, load everything in, and check it and track it. Dollars saved, trade coordination is priceless.